Welcome to Chess Whiz TV, episode 125. Today is April 7th, 2015, and we're having a bit of a mind meld today. We used to say things like knowledge sharing or learning session. I don't know, but now that Star Trek is in the universe, from the adjacent universe, it just kind of collided with this universe and entered. Now we have mind melds, and it's so much better because I'm going to mind meld you. And I had to cut off some of my hair to make it possible, but I was willing to do that for your sake. So the goal today is to mind meld you so you can be as awesome as Chess Whiz. And if that doesn't happen, then we'll have to have another episode called Mind Meld 2. In the meantime, let's play chess. Here I am on a website, lichess.org, and you can see episode 125 Mind Meld over there. Isn't that cool, 125? I almost said, let's celebrate episode 125 by not playing chess. And then I thought, no, I'll probably get kicked out by Thibaut if I do that. So I won't. I will play chess like a good boy. So you don't have to worry. Game per frame requests. He requests that I leave the music on. For you YouTube viewers, there's music before every show. There's a countdown. That's why it says 0:00 all the time. Hi, let's play chess. There's a countdown, and during that I play this beautiful classical music, but I don't play it myself. I just play it out of the Pandora. So it's not that impressive. But I can't play it during, because when I go to upload the recording onto YouTube, you guys know what happens? YouTube says, I noticed you're a thief of music. And it actually won't let me upload it because it hears the music. It's so brainy. So I see that he's going to take my pawn, and I have a couple of choices. The simple move is to just push my pawn like this, but I could play c4, look at this, and hold the pawn. Now this would be idiocy to play this, because you can't really hold the pawn. However, you can try to hold the pawn. What will happen if I do this is he will gambit his pawn, and then I take it, and he takes with knight, right? And then I cannot push d4 because he's got two attackers on the square. He's got his knight and his queen. I only have one defender, my queen, so I can't push d4 yet. So I bring out my knight, but then whoops, his bishop comes down here, and then oh, the board is getting covered with arrows, and I'm pinned, and I still cannot because then he'll take it, and I'm pinned and all that. So I block the pin, and he can take it if he pleases. I recapture. I still cannot play d4. At this point, I might castle, and then what happens next? Well, he's probably gonna play e6, and then I still can't play d4, right? So eventually I'll play d3 because I can't play d4. And that's just, I mean, look at these arrows. It's just a hopeless heap. It's a heapless hope of arrows. So I better not play c4. That's my conclusion. Do you guys agree? I mean, doesn't this diagram convince you that I shouldn't play c4? Game per frame in the chat says, that's sad. c4 is what I sometimes play. Well, you're in luck, game per frame. I am playing c4 right now. Okay, so now my choice is d4 or capture. I really want to get d4 played, but when I capture, I cannot play d4. But he is so kind, pushing his e pawn instead of his c pawn, because now I can play d4. Yes, these two pawns are so beautiful side by side. They're like a marriage. They're very nice. But if I can't get this one out here, then I've got a hole, a big hole right here. So I'm so glad I got it out there. So is this a problem? That all these cool things are entering my house? I'm not sure. I mean, there's two attackers here now, and if I block with bishop d2, then my pawn is hanging. So I've received a question, how do you change the theme in Lichess? Look here. They just moved an eyeball up there, and when you click it, it says theming, and then you can choose the theme. Okay, so that's how. And you can even have super weird pieces like this that I would never do to you. I did this one episode, and then I lost all my viewership, and for the next 3 episodes, nobody watched, so I'm not doing that again. So I have to play this carefully, obviously. I'm thinking about queen a4 check is kind of useful, but he blocked with knight, but I'm hitting the bishop. So d5, you know, that's interesting. He takes, then what do? I recapture, he takes with check, I block with bishop, and he's going to take my rook. Well, that's not very good. So maybe I won't play all those moves. Queen d3 holds everything. Queen c2 does not. You know, the only move that holds everything is queen d3. So I'm playing that. And it's ugly because it blocks in this bishop. And now I'm in trouble. I saw that move, but I didn't properly fear it. Knight e2 is the right move. I'll play it now, guys. Let's see if he can find a tactic to destroy me. You know, he's not destroying me yet, so See what happens. Guys, you've got it when you make move recommendations. You can't ask me if I should make that move because look what happens. Like Durlock is like, look, what about Queen A4? But the question mark is actually a chess symbol and it means blunder. So if you just go like this, I'm like, okay, I'm definitely not playing Queen A4 because that's got a question mark on it. So you should put exclamation marks on your move like Queen A4 unless you think it's a bad move. I mean, if you'd like to tell me about a blunder you noticed, then you could tell me with a question mark. Now, I have 2 minutes to find the next move, basically, and then I'm going to just speed chess through the rest of the game. I really want to capture this now that I've broken the pin. I do that. He takes with bishop. You know, I seem to be fine. He takes with rook. I'm fine. He takes my bishop. I recapture. I mean, it's just trades, and I would love to trade with you, so I'm going to play that. Because I won this extra pawn here, this d pawn right here. I'm ahead of pawn, so trading pieces would be fantastic. Castling would be fantastic too. I wonder if I should lose my queen. I guess not. Castling would be really great right now, and I hope to do that soon. F3 maybe. Just to kind of get some breath in my lungs because I can't move my knight. And now after F3, then I still can't move my knight, but at least I've played F3. You follow that logic? So this is hopefully teaching you how to play chess like me, but unfortunately we've just grabbed a pawn and now we're just hanging on for dear life trying to get castled really. So King F2 is an interesting move for me because I'm getting my king off of that file and then I can move the knight and then I can move the bishop and then I can get my rook out. However, perhaps I should play G3 and get the bishop out that way. But I think King F2 will work. Okay, that's correct, Ornikar. There is no simul today. Would you guys like to do a simul on Saturday? The sad thing about the internet is the latency. I mean, if you're talking face to face, you can say hi and they will say hi. But on the internet, you type hi and you hit enter and then the little ones and zeros that represent hi travel through the internet to them. Meanwhile, you're like, great, they disconnected again. I'll go eat some cheese. And then they send a message back that says, sorry, lag. It's just not the same. So I think d5 here. I really, really want to move this knight, but if I do, I lose my pawn. And that's my favorite pawn. I'm working so hard to keep that pawn. So I'm going to play d5 just so that it's really just so that I can move the knight. It's not for anything else. It might look like I'm trying to take his knight, but I'm not. I'm just trying to move my knight. Knight d4 so attractive, but knight f4 also interesting. Knight d4 I think is where I want to play though. I'm untangling myself so congratulatorily well. Now I can't play bishop. See, I should have played knight f4 so I could play bishop d3. Because right now my bishop is going to move to the second best place that it can move to. Instead of the first best. Still kind of defensive. So he still has some pretty good play for his pawn, but not as good as like 5-6 moves ago when my queen was thrust out there and I still had no breathing room. Now I can get my rook out, and then my king has the ability to move back if necessary. I am so glad that I only have 42 seconds because I don't have to spend much more time agonizing about this chess position. I actually like the fact that this is closed up, so I'm going to just walk away, not look back. Because now I have what's called a protected pass pawn, which might come in handy in the ending. Twitch does put a delay in, but that's because they have to. Game per frame says it's bad. The bits traveling through the internet are bad. Hi, game per frame again. You say something every time I say something. I really like that. It's kind of like a delayed conversation. Hi. You know, that kind of thing. I really want to move this bishop. But look, I can move the bishop. Was that nice or what? It actually makes sense for me to get this file open. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I think I just took something for free. No, I didn't. My queen's overloaded. Hey, it's attack. No, it's not. That was free. That was definitely free. Okay, I'm enjoying that free thing. He could take my h2 pawn, but it's not as good as that free knight I just took. All right. So game per frame says Twitch puts in latency. That's not quite right, actually. What Twitch does is Twitch just makes streaming work because you have to have some latency to make streaming work. I think I take that just to trade. I was checking to make sure there was no super danger to my king, but there's not. Oh, great, there is. There's infinite checks. There's infinite checks, guys. That's not cool. Oh, thank you so much. I didn't want to get checked more. If he just checked on H1, I'd have to move up. And if he checks here, I have to move down. I can't not move down because of the danger. It's very dangerous danger. So now I will play here just to stop the checks. Maybe that's not the best move. In fact, I'm pretty confident it's not. But now that I'm ahead of knight and I'm not getting checked, this is my new favorite chess position. Rook up, and I'll just take this because knight e4 looks so solid. You think you can win that way, but you can't. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not even half afraid. And there's a delay on the clock, so I have infinite time. Watch me escape you. I only lose all my pawns. That's all I lose. Now, you can't really stream with no delay at all. It can't be like the moment you say something is also the moment they see something. That doesn't happen. And it's because you don't want any buffering in the stream. You don't want it to be like loading next sound bit, loading next video. So it collects some of the stuff for you, and then it provides it all at once. So it comes in as a smooth video. So Chess Sucks says that Hitbox is better than Twitch. That might be true. I can't deny it. And then Infinity checks no. All right, so did you guys learn how to play chess? Grab a pawn, hang on to the pawn, and hold on for dear life. I would really like to see the computer analysis of this game, because in my opinion, and the opinion, I would have lost if I hadn't been lucky in his attack being so bad. I'd like to go to b1 actually with my queen, my king. I'd like to go over here because I'll be guarding these pawns better. So I'll go do that. I still have plenty time. I have, I don't know how much time I have. I just lost my center pawns. No, this isn't as good. It's actually badder. I really liked those pawns, but I still have a knight for a pawn. So it's one of the best not good things I've ever seen. I don't know, that was a horrible move too, right? But I'm keeping my pawns. Don't take them. And I'm not worried about my time because I'm getting plus 3 seconds every move. That's a lot of seconds. His rook's kind of out of commission. Let's keep it that way. Meanwhile, finally my pieces will be active. It took about 35 moves, but my pieces are now so active. They might not have to guard things their entire lives. My center pawns are really sad about having been captured. I'll gladly trade. These guys here, they were really feeling potent until they died. And then they stopped. You want to check me more, I can just tell. But I won't let you. There. Now you can't check me because he's really thinking about c4. It's not going to happen, pal. How do I get some advantage here? I'll let him take this pawn. I'll take this pawn. And then what I really need to do is trade queens, but I think my king is relatively safe behind 2 pawns. His king's a little more exposed because it's behind 1.5 pawns, basically. So I'll take advantage of that fact tomorrow. I just have to cover the checks, then I can use my knight. Yeah, I'm going to checkmate it with my knight, guys. I'm going to go here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and that'll be checkmate. Just going to be 4 moves away. Yep, that looks like checkmate to me. Having an extra knight is pretty nice. He wants to check me, but he can't. He'll never check me again, I hope. Here comes the knight for the checkmate. What? I didn't notice I was blocking off communication to that square. Now I have to run again. Because if I go back, he checks again. Check, 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 check. Do not check infinity times. That would totally take the entire time of the episode. We're going to just run. We'll see how that goes. Run. Maybe if I get over here, then I'll block a check while checking him. That'll be my new plan. Don't skewer me. Oh, he takes the moment to just get himself checkmated. Great choice. I think you're checkmated now. So if king up, then queen h4 checkmate. And if nothing else, then queen over here checkmate. All right. Knights. Oh, it's puns in the chat. Having an extra knight is pretty nice. Oh, I like that. Look at that. Still 11 seconds. Chess Whiz wins. What a game of blitz chess. This is really amazing, guys, because Chess Whiz usually loses if the opponent doesn't run out of time. But in this game, Vitaly 7 has resigned. Now, he is 1744 against my 1814, so I should have won. But what you don't know is my rating should not be 1814. It should be 814. I just boosted it up by making a whole bunch of accounts and playing them against each other, and all the other accounts got banned, but I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. So I'm really interested to see the analysis. I get interested easily, and now I'm interested because I want to know, request computer analysis, if he just messed up, because I'm interested to know, like, was there a way for him to crush me? I feel like he had such good pressure right here when I'm playing queen d3, but somehow the next two moves, now I feel safer, much, much safer. And here I don't feel safe at all. So let's find out. Computer is spinning as we speak. It's like this spin, spin, spin. So how was that mind meld? Did you learn about how to play chess? Grab a pawn? I actually don't advise that c4 move, so maybe I shouldn't have played it. I think d4 and not hanging on to the pawn, I'll show you that right now in this chess position. I think that playing c4, I mean this move, would be a lot safer just giving him back the pawn and playing a real chess game instead of holding on for dear life for 30 moves. But I really wanted to go on an adventure. I wanted to choose my adventure. Where did I go? I'm gone. There I am. Now I'm back. So I really wanted to play that risky move. So I did. While the analysis is going, maybe I should give you guys some more mind meld. Here's some advice for you. Are you ready? This is an interesting point about the internet. I am broadcasting right now. So that means I have a captive audience. Actually, I don't. You can click the X at any moment. Click, and I'm gone. However, I have an important message for you. And this is like important. Okay, are you ready? Here comes the important message. Don't spend money you don't have. I have friends, of course I wouldn't be one of these people because I'm not friends with myself, but friends who spend money they don't have and then they're just in bondage to the debt. And I don't like it, so don't get in debt. That's my mild advice for you. And instead of doing that, well, you should just get in less debt. So the computer says, it's really hard to say that, by the way, because this is a chess channel, and so there's supposed to be only chess on it. Obviously, I can't hide all these challenges, but I will play you guys soon. I'm interested to see what the computer says. Even position, and now black's way ahead. Okay, yeah, so even position, and now black's way ahead. Even position, and now black is way ahead, and I should have played a3. That's interesting. What if I play a3? Oh, interesting. I didn't think that that would make me safe, but... What? Computers always recommend such weird lines. This is obviously better for white, obviously. Because it's a chess channel, I'm not supposed to give you life advice, only chess advice. But I really feel like the world should not spend money it doesn't have. There's a lot of pain in the world, and it's because of people spending money they don't have. Now, I understand sometimes you don't have any money, and you have to spend money to survive. And that's okay. Survival is okay, too. But sometimes it's optional, like, should I do that or not? And in those cases, way too many people are like, oh, it's not a big deal, I'll pay it back tomorrow. But think about this. If it's too hard to get the money now to spend it, why is it going to be easier later? It's actually going to be harder because you're going to need that money and more money for later. So you're just digging yourself into a hole and then digging a bigger hole if you do that. It feels really weird to say that. Let's play against, look at these strong players. Awakened Tower 1500. How did he even get such a good rating? Can you even see that behind the pawn? And then ace move, he's strong, but he's casual. I want to play someone rated. So we're going to play against the Bourbon 53. That is not his age because people who are 53 don't put their age on there. When you see a number, it's often their birth year, but I don't think he was born in 53 either because that would make him 62 years old. So he also wouldn't have done that. So we don't know anything about why that says 53 really. Question in chat: have you considered a finance stream? Do you know how boring it would be to watch a finance stream? I mean, chess already is super bourbon. It's bourbon. Right? Is that how you pronounce it? Is that why you're telling me? I can't pronounce words if they're on my computer. I don't know why you're saying it's bourbon, but you missed your apostrophe. And colon P, that should be colon small p, like this. I can't stand capital P's. So this is actually a real opening. If it looks super weird to you, it's actually an opening. So get used to it. A finance stream, nobody would watch. I mean, I do stream different things, but that is not something I would stream simply because no one would want to know. People don't like advice for themselves, which is why it's pretty risky. D4, to even have an episode called Mind Meld, where I'm going to mind meld you anything, even chess. People are okay about hearing that they moved the knight and they should have moved the rook. But that's about where it ends. Anything beyond that, I mean, if I tell you don't marry that person, that's going to ruin your life, you don't want to hear that. I mean, you want to just ruin your life. Most people want to ruin their lives, I've noticed, and I'm chief among them. And you notice my life is so ruined right now. Not completely though, just partly ruined. And yeah, castle now. I really want to play f4, and that would ruin my life, wouldn't it? I could do lectures on Twitch. There's a lot of good advice out there in the world, and there's a lot of bad advice too. So you could trust Chess Whiz. He'll give you the best advice. That's for sure. Game per Frame says, I'm surrounded by people that don't know how to spend their money, and it's sad to see them going in the wrong direction. Me too, Game per Frame, and that's why I thought I would go on the internet and say it. Although I'm sure it's not helpful, I thought I would still say it. Bishop e3. Should I play f4? This is the real question here, is what am I going to do with my f pawn? Because I could push one square and be like, yeah, I'm guarding my center, and just sit like that with the pawn chain for a long time. Or I could play f4 and say, I'm owning the center. But what's the next step? I castled kingside, and castling queenside would have been way more exciting. So is anything really going to happen here? I guess bishop e3, so I can hit that. I mean, that square looks kind of nice. Look, I'll go like this. No, I'm misdrawing these arrows. Never mind. f3, f4, f2. What? The pawn should be bad here. Being broke is like a bad endgame. I like that quote. That should probably be the next quote right after there's much pleasure to be gained from useless knowledge. Thank you, Bertrand Russell. I might not agree with everything this guy says, but I certainly agree that there's much pleasure to be gained from useless knowledge. Much. So I thought I would just promote his quote, even if he's not going to watch my stream, since he's dead. It's a pretty good reason not to. I hardly ever... You see this circle here, Ornikar? That's not okay. I mean, you can't just, like, leave circles on the board. Look at that. The queen is still circled, and I can't deselect it. You left a circle on my board, and I don't appreciate it. Actually, I do. Thank you for that circle. Why did I play bishop there? I was definitely going to play bishop over here. Okay, there. Now it's gone. Do you notice that bug? Fix it now. Don't even watch this. I'm just kidding. You can finish the stream and then fix it now. I'm just kidding again. Fix it whenever you want. In fact, if you don't want to fix it, that's okay, too. We're cool. What am I even doing? Bishop h6 now. I haven't moved this bishop enough times. I should probably watch out for this pawn over here and this knight over here. But should I really? I mean, I'd like to just lose this pawn, so it could be exciting. Can you tell us why white would give up this, play this opening and give up his bishop pair? That's a great question. Why would white do that? It's because he gets to attack, which I haven't done. I'm supposed to get something for it, you know what I mean? This is so stupid. I misplayed it. I think the bishop should be on e3. Now I actually am kind of forked between these two spots. Another problem with this game is that there's no increment on this game. So I'm actually going to just flag. I have 86 seconds. And in that time, so I've guarded this knight because I didn't like knight takes e4, discovered attack, double attack on my knight. So now it's guarded. And now when he takes this pawn, because he's going to, because I didn't guard it, I can use my a rook, which I have conveniently trapped in the corner, so that I can attack his queen and be released. It'll be the release of the rook. And if he doesn't take the pawn, I'll celebrate, but he did, so I'm done celebrating. That's a bad move too. But I want to move my knight here. And the only way to do it is to make that bad move first. But look at the power of the knight. I could double his pawns, I could fork him, I could move my knight to this cool looking square, and all made possible by my bad move. Plus, if he takes my knight, then I'm attacking his rook with my queen, using this long diagonal. So we'll see what happens. I'm allowed to make bad moves. Well, in my opinion, I would give up the bishop pair because I can attack. Because black makes so many moves to capture the bishop. I mean, he moves his knight out here, and then he moves his knight here, and then he moves his knight here. That's 3 moves for the knight. Meanwhile, white does not move anything 3 times. So white gets some extra tempi, which is really a word. That's not a very good move. And I found a nice counter to it. Oh, resigns. That's what I'm talking about. Why bother to play smart chess when you can just take free queens instead? Let's not get computer analysis on that. Let's see if ace move switched to rated. He did. I knew he would because he's listening. I told him that it was casual, so I wouldn't play him. But now it's not casual, so I won't not play him. Let's play some chess, ace move 3. And I should just give you guys a notice that ace move 3 is the 3rd. He's tied for 2nd, actually. Most awesome human being on the planet. The number 1 most awesome human being is also watching right now. I've seen his messages in chat. His name is Damon because he's supporting Chess Whiz TV with a whopping $10 a month. This guy is like shelling out his lifeblood for me. But Ace Move also is supporting Chess Whiz TV with $3 a month. So I just have to say thank you to both of you guys. I have to do it, and also I'm doing it out of my own choice because I would like to say thank you. And Ace Move, he deserves 2 thanks because he supported Chess Whiz TV before that was the cool thing to do, which unfortunately is still not the cool thing to do. But this looks a lot like that last game, doesn't it? He wants to play this gambity gambit. Now, this is good for white. I have the extra pawn. We're going to hang on to it again. D4 is so possible. This is great. And Tipo says he's the most awesome person here. And actually, I have to agree because you guys want to know something secret? Oh, he's saying the thing in chat already. But for you YouTube viewers, you don't know what the secret is. Tipo is the creator of this chess website. So that automatically moves him up to at least 4th most awesome human because... obviously. I mean, I don't even have to say why. So now what do I do with my pawn? Do I c3 to protect it, or do I knight f3 to guard it? Which is different than protecting it. Knight f3, clearly. Knight f3. But he's also awesome because when we had the Chess Whiz Cup on episode 120 and we gave 0.1 Bitcoins, was about $26 to the winner, and the winner was Goldilocks, and he was like, yes, please donate my prize to lychess.org, which is where we play chess. I was like, wow, you're such a gentleman. So I contacted Thibaut and I said, good news, owner of Light Chess. The money has been donated to you. And I learned that day how difficult it is to spend Bitcoin because you can guess what he said. He said, does Chess Whiz TV accept Bitcoin donations? And you can see where we're going from there. Then I blocked this and I'm just fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. He donated the 0.1 Bitcoins back to me, and I never even had to pay anyone the Bitcoins because no one will accept Bitcoins on this planet. That's the downside. I mean, the upside is Bitcoins are so cool, nobody even knows what they are, but the downside is they won't even take them if you pay them. They'll win chess tournaments and decline them. So Tipo, aka Ornikar, is pretty awesome because he made a one-time donation of 0.1 Bitcoins, which in a few years is going to be like $1,000 donation. So that's pretty nice of him. But it was a one-time, so I have to list him lower than the recurring donors who have currently donated nothing because they donated at the first of the month, and then the money comes to me at the end of the month. So it takes a long time for that to happen. But enough about donations. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for chess, and I only have a minute left. But look, there's 2 seconds added, so that means infinity time. I just have to play infinity moves. I think push now because I'm not pinned or anything. So Ornikar would like to point out that Goldilocks would have, and he would have done the same thing with 26 real dollars and not fake internet money. So that's pretty nice. That's very nice of him. So now my faith is restored in Bitcoin. Plus, I think that Goldilocks and Ornikar are stellar human beings because they're so generous. They're stellar, which is a pun because that's an alternative coin to Bitcoin that is so bad you shouldn't even. Actually, it's not bad. It's just a scam. So don't buy any stellar, whatever that is. So HB 2000007. Every time I see this guy, he's got another 0 in his name. Says he's late. What's the mind meld about? I'm mind melding you and learning you about things. Now you're attacking me twice. But if I check you, how will you even stop? I'm trying to teach you guys how to play chess, but apparently that simply means take free queens, take free pawns, and hang on for dear life. And I think that I am hanging on here because I do have c4 that can be played to hold all these pawns. And he unpinned me, which is pleasant. I'll take that and then play c4, and I think I'm. Uh-oh. No, I'm great. I'm great. I was concerned about this square, right? Like, that's an awesome fork, but my queen's guarding it. But what if my queen is required to block a check, and then I get forked? Fortunately, my bishop could block that check very conveniently. So if his queen comes over here, I don't have to block with queen, which would be an idiocy of a move, which is not quite correct grammar, an idiocy of a move, but it does keep my rook from being forked. So that's the upside. There's a downside and an upside to everything. And in this case, the upside is that I don't get forked. The downside being the idiocy. Not quite the correct grammar. Almost, but not quite. So it takes him 4 moves to guard this square so he can fork me. He's like, okay, queen here, okay, queen here, okay, queen here, okay, queen here, okay, I'm ready and I'm guarding. But what if I castle now? Then there's nothing to fork. So I think maybe I'll do that. I have queen check, which is kind of cute because he can't. I'll do that because what is he going to do? Oh no, I'm in check. I'll move my king, right? Or he'll block with queen, but that would destroy 2 hours of work for his queen. And so now his queen is gone. I probably don't need to castle anymore because there's not a lot of meat on the board, but I'll castle anyway. Rook c1 probably. He's going to play knight c2. Because he's going to be like, well, I spent all this time getting knight c2 ready. I might as well play it, but now he can't. So now a3 has to go into the corner, never to visit again. Oh, I could take this pawn. I should have done that. Ace move says, yeah, this went wrong. Ace move is the one playing this game. So when he says it went wrong, you know it went wrong. Here he is, ace move 3. Wait a minute, that's the 3rd ace move, and he's not really from Bulgaria, I'm sure. Because when you see countries with lots of letters in them, it's usually someone was just on the list like, which country should I say I'm from? And it's not always true. But maybe he is from Bulgaria. I just don't trust Bulgarians to say they're really not. I don't trust non-Bulgarians, that's the problem. Bulgarians are truthful enough, but the non-Bulgarians who say they're from Bulgaria, I'm missing a rook. So that's a problem. Lost the exchange, but I still have a protected passed pawn, so we'll make something good come of that, I'm sure. Why did you sack the exchange? Says hold your horses tight. Well, I sacked the exchange by mistake. Is that a good enough reason for you? I hope that I don't mind meld mistakes into your brain. That would be bad. I move that so I can get my king out quicker. And so he can't get his king out at all. So what I really need to do is blockade this file with my knight, but it's not too possible. Now he's opening it up, but I will gladly open it up in exchange for a pawn for free. Ace move's doing well. I have 10 seconds, 2 seconds added. This is definitely close on the clock. So this endgame is not that bad for me. I'll guard that because I have 2 pawns now for the exchange, which by the math is like an even game. Like, well, a knight is worth 3 and a blah, 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 blah. But that's not quite true because rooks aren't really 5. Did you know that, guys? Rooks are like 4 point something. They're not a full 5. They're not that strong. So I'm ahead now, especially in the ending when I can use my pawns. In the middle game, when you have 2 extra pawns, you're like, okay, I'm waiting for the end game when I can use these pawns. That's really what you're about, is waiting. Uh-oh. No. I have to move there. But maybe I could trap his rook. My pawn was pinned, and it was the only thing guarding my knight. So I think I have recovered here where he moves off and I get this. Whew! That was so close. Because if I lost this pawn, then I would quickly lose the d-pawn, then I'd d-pawn, and then I'd lose the d-pawn game so fast. Uh-oh. This is bad. Oh, he's adding me time. Oh, so kind. Now you're going to win my knight for free. No! This is bad. How did I mess that up? I should have played king g2. Somehow 2 rooks are really good at taking stuff. And you are showing off how it's done. Hi, Whiz. Why don't you play with 3D pieces? I think I'll demonstrate that. Ace move offering a draw. What a gentleman. What a gentleman. Now, the right thing for me to do is to talk about this until I run out of time. But I think I'll accept it. Wow. Wow, so nice. Wow, no nice. That should be so. V good. Why don't I play with the 3D pieces? That's a great question. Because I never have. And you know why I never have? Because they're so ugly. I mean, would you rather stare at a black hole or this chessboard? Maybe if I make it orange, it'd be better. Okay, now do you see why I don't do it? I mean, would you like a headache? This is worse than horde chess. I'm switching back to 2D. We're going to do a super game now. Hold your horses tight. Let's play a game of chess. You ready? So ace move, that was a great game for neither of us because first your opening gambit led to nothing, and then I gave you an exchange for free, and then you offered a draw. That was like, well, it was a gentleman's game, I'm sure, but we were very blunderous. So that's why we're not using the 3D pieces, because they're ugly. So let's play the exchange French here. We're playing a blitz game against Hold Your Horses, and we'll analyze his bullet rating is lower, so that makes me feel more comfortable against him. The thing I like to do about the exchange French, there's something even to talk about here, even though this is obviously a draw, is that I like to put my knight on this square instead of not this square. I can't draw X's very well, but that's an X. Not there, because it leaves this bishop with nowhere to go at all. It cannot go here because I will take it, and it cannot go here because I'm going to push this pawn and block it off. So check it out. Check it out. This poor bishop. I mean, it basically has no money. It can't move. So, yes, hold your horses. There is a lot of delay. Now that you're actually playing a game against the Whiz at the same time as listening to the stream, you're going to notice that it's not very useful to listen to the stream. So I don't care if you listen. Monarchief changed to 3D pieces and then became much better at over-the-board chess. No, here's what really happened. You switched to 3D pieces expecting to become much better at over-the-board chess, and then because you expected it, you thought you were better at over-the-board chess. I have experienced this in my own life. When I do something and I expect a result, I feel the result. It's called confirmation bias. Let me look it up for you. Confirmation bias. Now, here's your mind meld of the day. In psychology and cognitive science, confirmation bias, or confirmatory bias, is a tendency to search for or interpret information in a way that confirms your own preconception, which is in this case, if I just switch to ugly pieces, I'll be better at over the board, leading to statistical errors and stupidity. In this case, statistical errors. You thought you were better than you were, and that's a statistical error, statical error. So I believe that you are a victim of confirmation bias. You still aren't using this bishop. So I'll bring this thing out here. It's actually really, really prevalent. People have heard of the placebo effect, which is where you think that the treatment is helping you, and so you actually get help from the treatment, and that's just so epic because, I mean, what better thing would then be to think that you're right when you're not? That's basically what life is all about, thinking you're right and you're really not, but it doesn't matter because you think you are, and the placebo effect will make you right. You can take any kind of vitamin you want, and your body will be like, I think this vitamin is helping, and then it really does help. So confirmation bias is a little bit like that, but it's lesser known. So I'm just making it more known right now by telling some people about it while playing chess, which I bet no one has ever done. I bet I'm the world's first confirmation bias relevator, revealer while playing chess. So what's left to bring out here is my rooks. So I'd like to bring them out. Of course, on every move I've been thinking about this, but each time I think about it, I think, not yet. Why does he add me time? I mean, this is the only way to make the show exciting is to run out of time. No, now time. Now, you're not supposed to do that. Of course, there's a delay in the stream, so first he sees this, now time, and he's like, what? And then he hears, oh, what does that even mean? It means don't add me time, because the viewers are going to fall asleep if you add me time. That's basically a cause and effect. Or maybe it's a, and there's some more. What a contradictor. What a conspirator. That's not the right word. You are a conspirator. I know it. I think you are. What I think you are is you're one of those people that contradicts everything I say. What's the name for that person? I think it's like a child or A sun. Yeah, that's it. A sun. A sun contradicts everything you say. Give him 30 minutes, says Scowdown. You gotta be kidding. I would fall asleep if you did that. So bringing my rook. So not a lot has happened. I noticed a knight moving here, and then it was like, yes, my knight is there. And then what happened next? Let's check these moves. Okay, so then his knight moved back. Meanwhile, I brought my rooks in, so this is probably good for me. Oh, the reverse placebo effect. Oh, that's painful. You take medication that will make you better, but because you don't believe it will make you better, your placebo effect makes you not get better. I would suffer from that way more because my skeptical meter is so high it's above my head. It's like hitting the top of my webcam area. Okay, so now that he's been doing that 4 times, I can really, really make something awesome happen besides run out some more time. I think I'm attacking this pawn a lot, but his lame-o bishop is guarding it. Maybe he won't notice I'm about to checkmate him. Install Ghost Mouse and give him a few hours. Ghost Mouse sounds like a program that does your clicking for you. That reminds me of the new browser extension that does your browsing for you. This is the last link you will ever click. I'm going to give you guys some more mind meld after this game. This must not be right. It's my conclusion. It must not be. But I'm just going to keep moving around, waiting for you to blunder. Maybe he'll play knight d7 again. Try it. No. Okay, so the position has changed. Now we're in a new position. Look at that. 2 attackers on that bishop. That's twice the number of attackers there were before. It's actually infinity times, which I can't even do the math. Infinity times 0 equals 1. Yep, that's right. Unfortunately, bishop d4 looks really good now. And I was hoping it would look bad. So I can get away with queen e3. No, I can't. I don't want to put my queen on that line where rooks will be. But I can get away with knight. Nope, I can't do that either. This is lame. This is so lame. He's going to double my pawns. 95 takes my rook, and no, 95 takes my knight, and then I'll be like, yeah, so I'm not going to do that. Queen e3, rook e8, h3, bishop moves anywhere it wants, like here, and my queen is under attack. So my queen escapes the attack like this, and then he takes my knight. It's lame. I'm going to get doubled pawns. What can I do? This move will stop him. Yeah, that's a brilliancy. Actually, it's kind of bad. Hinge me demu wants to make sure that I know that infinity times 0 is 0. Hinge demu, not everything I say is serious. For example, Chess Whiz TV is the best show ever. And why don't you just type in the chat, no, the Brady Bunch is better because I'm 42 years old. Nope, I was just kidding. I was just kidding. There's a couple shows better. Although the Brady Bunch is not one of them. It's so bad I've not even seen it before. That's how bad it is. But I don't know why you got me to say that, because I really didn't have any comment on the Brady Bunch when I started the show, and suddenly that's all I'm talking about. And so that was a pretty good trick you pulled on me there. But you don't have to answer. You don't have to say, no, it's not, because I was kidding. The Brady Bunch is way more expensive to produce than Chess Whiz TV, that's for sure. I mean, I can live off of Ace Move's donation, or in this case, Hold Your Horses Tight. I'm living off that, guys, by the way. I just buy a can of corn, and every day I eat 1 kernel, and I am surviving. That's, by the way, why I'm so buff, is all that corn. It helps me to be buff. Is that a free rep? Not quite, but it's pretty close. I'm excited to take it. Infinity isn't a number. Now we've got a math debate going on. It's a bit of a conflict, I could call it that. Take, 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 take. I see you're attacking me twice here, which is twice more than you need to, because I have a free pawn here. I looked into the future and saw a free pawn. Infinity is a number, by the way. It's a great number. So don't even say it's not. I won't believe you. I will apply the placebo effect plus the confirmation bias plus the reverse placebo all together in order to cause my own death. So now that I have that extra pawn, is this an easy win? This is going to be an upset, by the way, because I'm only 1832, and Hold Your Horses Tight is a genius ninja, which is better than a normal ninja in multiple ways. Actually, one main way, and that is that they're a genius. Problem. The problem is you're out of time, and I'm not going to add you any time because I'm not a nice guy. You'll notice that the mind meld did not include be a nice guy. I did not say mind meld, advice for you. I mean, I told you not to spend money you don't have, but I did not say be a nice guy. Now, maybe I should have said that. Maybe I just forgot, so we'll leave it at that. But if I forgot, then I won't admit it. Where should my knight really be? Here, I guess. I don't know why I would pull back, but I just feel scared on the queen side. Does this help? That could help. Yeah, he doesn't want to trade, so... This isn't the right way to play the endgame, by the way. You don't just move your bishop back and forth, although he did it first. And then you're like, done, endgame done. That's not how that works. Here. He's going to run out of time, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I don't want to get checkmated, though. It would be so sad if I were knight f4 and he took me and I was like, no. That would be so sad because checkmate would arrive. Checkmate has arrived, or in this case, battle cruiser has arrived. Oh, it's not right. Battle cruiser operational. That's what you're supposed to say. Checkmate has arrived. Should we eat each other's pawns? I think so. You eat my pawns, I'll eat yours. Uh-oh. He's going to get a way better deal on my pawns. So I better take a draw now. Ha! How do you like being checked infinity times? Most of this episode was me getting checked infinity times, but now it's you getting checked infinity times. Oh ho! Which is important to me because he's going to promote this thing. And once he's got 2 queens and I have 1 queen, that's not going to be enough queens for me. So he offers a draw. Well, now I should decline. D5, B2, D6, queen C2. Nope, that's not right. Queen B1. D7, promote. Take, promote. In the best case, I run out of time. Claim draw. Whew, that was close. I was almost out of time, guys. I had like 2 seconds. Let's get a computer analysis on this one, because I know that he shouldn't be moving his knight back and forth. Let's find out. Meanwhile, let's have Chess Whiz advice number 2. We already told you not to spend money you don't have. The new piece of advice is... don't hold a grudge, because you think that you're holding a grudge and it's like, I'm going to get that other person, but you just get yourself, actually. So someone does something offending or annoying or really mean to you, and you're like, I'm going to get back at them. That is actually bad for you, because for a while you're really grumpy because you're going to get back at them, and then you start rotting away at yourself. And it's like you can carry around that around your whole life. I was once mad at someone for a long time, I mean like many months, and it was really bad. And then when I was finally like able to say, that's okay what you did, I'm okay, then I felt a lot better. So if any of you 50 people, 60 people who are watching right now are mad at someone and you've been mad for like more than a day, then you should take a deep breath, because Chess Whiz says, don't hold a grudge. It's actually bad for you. And here's the paradox. People, the computer analysis is still going, by the way. This is a chess show. There is chess. We're just getting analysis. See, it's still spinning. People think that if I get back at them, that'll be worse for them and better for me. But it's an illusion. It's actually worse for you. If you're mad at them, it's bad for you. And even if you never get back at them, or even if you destroy their life and actually like sever their head, it's still bad for you. It's worse for you if you're mad at them. So if you're like, I'm the most important, so I'm going to do better for me, the best thing you can do for yourself is not be mad at them. That's Chess Whiz Mind Meld number 2. And the analysis is still going. And I will just scratch the back of my neck while we wait. Come on, analysis, tell me why he could do his knight back and forth a million times like this and still draw with me. Did I have something better? Well, I won that pawn, but here's what I wonder about, right? We're going forwards and back kind of fast. This is great, but then right here, all of a sudden, I'm sure he's better. Zygotic renounces his grudge against Angela Merkel. The Prime Minister of Germany, I believe that would be, or the something. The person in charge of Germany. Is the Prime Minister? Or is it the boss? The boss of Germany is Angela Merkel, and it's her job to make sure Greece feels the pain, basically. She was hired for that purpose. Okay, here's computer analysis. White was super winning right here, and then blunder. You can see blunder in tiny letters. So let's go from the beginning and see what's going on. Pretty drawish. Pretty draw. Pretty draw. H6. Inaccuracy, best was 94. Okay, I like 94 better. That's this move for you notation freaks. Whoops, that's not that move. It's this move. So, knight in, because then he gets active knight. And then 97, and I'm winning by more than a pawn. Winning by more than a pawn. Advantage is slipping away. Advantage is slipping away. Horrible blunder. Winning by more than a pawn. And here's what I should do. Take right here. Pow. Oh, that's awesome. If only I'd seen that move. That would have been so good. Psychotic says that Angela was rude to him on a subway. I think you're confused. I think you're confused, Psychotic. I don't think she was in the same subway as you, unless you mean like the Subway sandwich shop. Maybe she was there, but I don't think she was in one of those subways where you go places. Which is not the Subway sandwich shop, by the way. I've gone there and I did not go places, seriously. So here's what would happen. He wouldn't even take me. Look at that. Look at that epic attack. Because my knight, everything would just checkmate him immediately. So then my chance was gone, and it was really even for a while. And then right here, I had the chance to take his pawn for free. Stupid analysis. Who cares about that? And right here, I have a head by 6, whatever. I need to take that pawn. I thought about that. You know, in this position, I was like, wait. Here. I thought about, well, I could take this pawn first. Oh, it attacks his queen. Oh, that would have been super way better. Here I am thinking I'll just trade off the rooks and I'll get a free pawn right here. But it's so much better to just take the frong now. And the reason is the queen is under attack. So if he takes my rook, I take his queen. So then he saves his queen, and what happens next? I'm crushing. You know, check, that's check. Oh, your rook is gone. I mean, it's really, really powerful. Well, I'm glad I learned that I missed a great move there. Let's play another game against confirmation bias, the theme of the day, apparently. I'm watching your show. Any chance we can play? Hold your horses tight says that. Well, you know what? Hold your horses. We already played, and then I got your message. Thank you, Internet, for delivering that a little bit late. Okay, let's see some chess. Infinity is a concept of limitlessness. So there's different kinds of infinity, of course. That's not the right A. There's my super looking Aleph. Whoa, that's not the right A. Okay, I don't know what I pressed, but that got huge for a moment. Aleph. No. Math people will get together and make up things that no one can understand. And one of the things they made up is called orders of infinity, which is where you say, well, my infinity is bigger than yours because you're a mathematician, so there's not much to talk about. So all you do is talk about whose infinity is bigger. Guys, I made an infinity that's bigger. You can't fit this many people in an infinite hotel. And that's actually what they do all day. You can be really glad you're not a mathematician, because if you were, you would talk to other dudes about infinities. And it would be... Okay, so here's another French defense where I play 97. And now I'm showing off where that bishop does nothing. Now it's more like it. I'm so glad I'm not a mathematician. But I was into numbers, especially in my younger years. So what I would do for fun is to go to my local book location, which is called a library. Which, if you play, by the way, the library... No, I don't want to leave this page. Nice try. What's happening? If you go to your local library, you can draw until you have 7 cards in your hand. What happens is you get a book from the library. You go home and you read it. And the books I got were like Number Theory for Dummies. I actually liked reading about the fact that 6 is a perfect number and so is 28, but 30 is horrible. So I'll never turn 30. I just decided right then and there, I'm just going to stop at 29. And it works. You know, I talk to my friends. They're like, no, I'm not 30. So I think it's working. I trade there, and then I queen up to protect knight f5. He's castled queenside, so I'm playing the wrong moves, and instead of blabbing about numbers, I should be pawn storming him. So let's do that now. Here we go. Okay, it seems like Angela Merkel's not very popular. Push, knight a5. I will bring up this pawn too. It seems like based on the comments in chat, not a lot of people are best buddies with her. But there's some stuff going on in Europe right now. I'm not in Europe. By the way, I'm in the United States, so if you hate Americans, great. Start with me. You can just hate me and then move on later. Just don't kill me. I don't want to be killed. But you can hate me in other ways. I'm just kidding, because then you'll hold a grudge and be violating ChessWiz's advice, which is bad news. So I'll just pawn storm for a while. But anyway, in Europe, there's a lot of problems going on because Greece has more debt than they can repay. And that has been true for so long, and it will continue to be true for so long. So it seems like kind of a joke that they just continue making up new ways for Greece to stay in debt, because that's really what's happening. Which goes back to Chesswiz's advice number one. Some of you guys weren't here for this, but Chesswiz's advice number one was don't spend money you don't have. And apparently the country of Greece, not the people of Greece, but the government of Greece did not follow that advice because they currently have spent money they don't have. And it's a problem for them. Is that a free night? Confirmation bias? I mean, it's true you just made this account so you could troll me, but you also just gave me a free night, so I kind of... Who would this be then? This is probably... Oh, what just happened? Where's my bishop? Was that a bishop? No, that was a knight. Let's look. Oh, we just traded knights. That was the world's awesomest way to trade knights. Think you're blundering and then be like, nope, there's a trade. I thought I was taking a free knight. That's what kind of noob I am. I actually thought, that's a free knight over there. It wasn't. But I'm actually thinking about b3 now. Oh, there's no time on the clock. That's interesting. I'll just play it and then think later. I'll think about my move after I make my move. That's not Chesswiz's advice of the day. Is speak first, think later. I actually follow that advice, so you might notice I say some kind of weird things on Chesswiz TV, and the reason that is because I say things first and then I think about them later. I'm like, well, I wonder if I should have said that afterward. And so you get some kind of weird things. So you'll have to forgive me and not hold a grudge if I say anything that offends you, because it probably will, because I'm not thinking about it first. I want to trade. I want to trade. But if I take you, it's not any better. You're going to take this pawn. Confirmation bias is not the blunderous person I thought he was. Was that my other knight? I don't remember. He adds me time. This is definitely a troll. Definitely. I want to stop his queen from coming here so I can checkmate him. But I don't think that's possible. Too bad I'm missing a knight now. I went from thinking I was ahead a knight to being even as usual and then blundering my other knight. This isn't even a chess game anymore. It's more like cribbage. Have you guys ever played cribbage? Well, you're lucky, because I played it once and I'm still playing it. It's such a slow game. Queen c2, good move. My only hope is that he blunders the way he has never blundered, but I thought he did. Oh, cool. Discover. Yeah, nice move. I resign. Nice. GG. GG. Now I have to say, who are you? He's a winking face. Confirmation B. That's better than confirmation A. It's kind of like Plan B, the contraceptive that's so controversial among people who think the contraceptive should be the way that Plan B is. Just a random person. I don't believe. I apply the reverse placebo effect on that statement, which means, because I don't believe it, he's not a random person. That's how it works. I believe you're not random. You're here for a reason. Let's not waste any more time. Let's play faster chess. Shockful wants to play 1 second horde chess. That's what I'm talking about, Shockful. Are you ready? And I got the pieces, which means I instantly win. Horde chess is so bad for you. In fact, the reason I lost those games was because I used to play horde chess. Are you ready? Set. 1 second to move. No time. Go. It's really easy for the pieces, by the way, to just win in horde chess. It's not even balanced. You want to know why? Because I created this thing, and I didn't balance it. No, I'm just kidding. I tried to balance it. Horde chess, not all of you know this, was introduced to lichess.org through the Chesswiz Cup on episode 120. We introduced it in a tournament, and it was fantabulous. And I did try to balance it. I spent a weekend playing myself. But unfortunately, the pawns are a little weak, in everybody's opinion, except the winner of the tournament. The winner, Goldilocks, actually believes that it's balanced. So that's an ironic twist of fate that the winner, because he's the winner, so obviously we should believe him. Oh, I should have taken that. That Freeland there. This will work. Boom! Out of time right there. So are you the creator of light chess? That's so honorable to ask me that, but no. No. So now I'm going to play with the pawns and just show them what pawns can do with 1 second to move. Are you ready? Pawns can do things. G3. Yep. Pawns are doing things right now. Or chess should be called headache chess, by the way, because it's so headacheful. Nice try. Whew, low on time here. I'm keeping him out. That's what it's all about. This is good for me. I'm actually winning. Look at that. He can't even break through. Ha ha. Oh, you still can't break through. He'll get through here in a moment. And he's through. Which means I need to get a queen. So I'll do that. Oh, this is hard. I can't even commentary myself. But I can win, so that's worth something. Oh, out of time wondering what to do. Out of time. Out of time. Oh, that's free. Not quite, though. Oh, no. So hard for the pawns, because one little blunder, or actually a huge blunder, and you're in trouble. Wow, he's letting me checkmate him. Look at that. Checkmate arrived. Checkmate has arrived. Wow, cool. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that game. Even though none of you did, I still enjoyed it. I mean, the commentary was like this. I'm not even looking at you guys because I have to stare at all my pawns. There's so many. I'm looking at this one. I'm like, oh, there's one over there. And I look at that one. It's like, oh, I gotta watch this one. And there's so many, but I don't even get to say hi to you guys. So I don't know. I don't like to play any more hard chess. But at least the pawns won. So I showed this is a totally balanced game because no matter which side I play, I win. And Schachful says horde chess is stupid, which most people agree with, but not me. I kind of like horde chess. We have time for no more games. I'm so sorry, guys, but we went over. It's already 5 minutes past the hour. And I always stop right at the hour. So that's the end of the show. It was so fun. I went over. But also I have more advice for you. This is the Chess Whiz Mind Meld moment. My advice is do not drink soft drinks because they're bad in every way. First of all, they make you fat and they kill you. But secondly, they're not free, which goes back to step number 1. Don't spend money you don't have on soft drinks. But I actually have a thing against like energy drinks and like Coke and Pepsi, just soft drinks like Coke and Pepsi and energy drinks like Red Bull. Just don't drink them because they're bad. Not only bad for you, but they're really addictive, which is why you're drinking them. So it's like quitting smoking, stopping soft drinks. I knew a guy once who drank so many soft drinks, he was more likely to be drinking a soft drink than not at any moment he was awake. Although he did slow down at night when he was asleep, it was really, really serious, and it causes bad things for you. And there are such addictions out there in the world, people you don't know also. So I'm taking this moment to just tell you, even though I'm actually a chess player and not an advice giver, don't drink them. And when you realize, wait, maybe I shouldn't, and you try to stop, you're going to realize they're really addictive because it's hard to stop. So you should actually think of it like quitting smoking, which is also really hard, and you might get around to that someday. But seriously, if you used to drink a lot and now you don't, I think that's as amazing as quitting smoking. Now, I also don't like coffee drinking. I also think that's addictive, but I'm not going to mention that because it's so cultural right now, just like smoking was cultural in the 1940s and 50s. It's cultural. Yeah, that's the word. So I'm not going to shout out against coffee or everyone's going to disconnect because people love coffee. But soft drinks, I'm ready to say bad. Hopefully that won't offend you. And if it does, you don't have to watch Chess Whiz TV. It's completely optional. Anyway, we broadcast Tuesdays and Saturdays, so I'll see you guys Saturday at 3 p.m. GMT. This has been Chess Whiz TV. Thanks for watching.